Okay, so this is Aroldis Chapman. I pair up most kids with Chapman, not because I expect anybody to be the kind of athlete or pitcher that he is, but simply because his movements are so obvious. Okay, so this guy is the gold standard in baseball, in my opinion, just because he moves so well for such a big guy. I think he's like 6'3", 210, 220, something crazy. And I've heard rumors that he used to play for the Reds, and he's faster than Billy Hamilton, who stole 53 bags through yesterday. So this guy is a freak athlete. Okay, so the big thing that I noticed, and you got better at this, when we came set, okay, towards the end of the lesson, and your feet were closer together, we talked about how you moved forward in your lift. So you can see that when you start a little bit wider and you have weight on your left foot, you tend to shift back. Okay, so see how that differs from what you're seeing Chapman doing as he peaks his leg kick. As he gets to the top of his leg kick, you can see how much he's inside his back foot, where you're very much over your back foot. And this is super common. Okay, so unfortunately, there's a lot of coaches that will say, hey, you need to get to a balance point. I just showed you in the last video what balance is. That line that I drew behind you, that's what balance is. You have fantastic balance. The balance that matters. Okay, so this is not the kind of balance we want, as you can see the difference in what Chapman's doing. Okay, so we didn't talk about momentum today, but that's what we're doing. We need to create early momentum. The disadvantage pitchers have is they can't move their feet to throw the baseball. Okay, so getting our momentum started early is super significant in creating speed down the mound. You told me you wanted to be better at throwing the baseball accurately. Okay, a property of momentum is direction. Okay, so if something is constantly changing direction, or if you are fighting direction, right? Let's say your body is moving to the right and you're trying to throw straight ahead, you're going to be fighting that momentum to throw the ball accurately. Okay, so that's why we want to work with momentum. We don't want to fight momentum, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm just going to go down to the bottom of your arm swing. Okay, put you in similar positions that I saw him. So I saw him at the peak of his leg kick, and I'll take him to the bottom of his arm swing. Okay, so right as it goes up, you can see already how much farther he's moved down the mound. Okay, we want to copy these movements. Okay, so a big part that I talk to everybody about is simply just moving earlier. Okay, so big picture here. I want to have momentum, and I want to have it early. Okay, take you to where your hand is flat. Okay, take him to where his hand is flat. Again, we see how much farther he's gone by this point. Okay, so the timing, if we look at the actual movements, you have a lot of similar movements, generally speaking, and you can just see how much different the timing of those movements are. Okay, all right, last thing. Okay, so just very briefly, this is what I was talking about. Your elbow is so much higher than your shoulder. Look at where his slot is. Actually, as he loads it, it's actually lower than his shoulder, and then as he turns, it goes up. Okay, you actually have a better arm path after the fact than he does, but you're not throwing 105, so, and that's fine. You don't have to be low like him. It's very healthy to be where you are, but you can just see that you're higher. Okay, all right, so this is where you come down. Okay, this is where your foot comes flat to the ground. This is where his foot comes flat to the ground. Okay, I'm going to throw some numbers at you right now very quickly. 80% of velocity can be attributed to your ability to rotate your hips ahead of your shoulders. Another way to say that, 80% of velocity can be attributed to hip and shoulder separation. So right now, your chest is facing us, his chest is facing us. He's got a little bit more chest on him than you do. Like I can see his glove side a little bit better than yours. Yours is disappearing a little faster than his. But notice how much more his hips are turned. Okay, so that's 80% of velocity. Okay, so you're hitting the ground and then rotating your hips. Okay, where he's driving his hips before his foot comes down. Okay, so long term, learning how to get moving early and time your hip drive, you load it very well, like I already said, but getting out of it when you need to, which is before your foot comes down, not after it comes down, will be the challenge long term. Okay, so if that made sense to you, hopefully you took away the fact we need to move early, and really we just need to learn how to use our legs a little bit better.